Hey, how's it going? This is Nowhere Bound. I thought it'd be a good time to share my top 10 favorite buys from last year, 2022, now that we're well into 2023. Um, yeah, so first of all, I have to thank some people. My last video did actually punched over 1,000 for views, so that's pretty awesome. I'm really not going for that, so it's kind of a nice surprise. But I'd like to thank Sith Lordley and the Spine Ticks crew. He's always been a great advocate for all small channel people like me who are just having fun and throwing some videos up every once in a while. And so I'd like to thank him and the whole crew for everything they do. Every Saturday, I'm trying to catch their show. And in fact, tonight in about an hour or two, I'll probably be catching that as well. So also, I'd like to thank Dan De La Torre. I recently won a $50 gift card when they were celebrating their 3,000 subscribers, and they're well on their way to 4,000, I think, on the Spine Ticks show every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Pacific and 10 p.m. Eastern, or 10 p.m. Central, which is where I am. But yeah, so Dan De La Torre nicely gave away a couple gift cards for $50, and I was a lucky winner for that. And so I'm going to definitely share whatever I find for with that gift card. And thank you, Dan. Anyway, so yeah, I thought I'd just rip through quick some of the pickups I had. And a lot of these aren't big dollar items. I don't really have a big comic budget, so. But here's an honorable mention. This one, Daredevil. Yeah, 42. So this one I got, it's the first Jester, which is kind of cool, but it was advertised as a 4.0, very good. And I mean, I got it and I was like, this is much nicer than a 4.0. So that's always a nice surprise. So this is a definite honorable mention, you know, paid for a very good, got what is clearly a fine or better copy. I mean, the whites are very white on that. It looks really good. So I'd like to thank that person for I like it when they undergrade the book. It's always nice. But anyway, at number 10, I'm going to go with Tales to Astonish 63. This might have been the 5th time I tried to get this book complete. I think at least 3 or 4 times it was always missing the pin-up page or something was cut out. So this is the first time I finally got a complete book for this, and I bought it out of Canada. And I think a lot of people sometimes don't notice the U.S. price is lower than the Canada price, so it's kind of nice. It's not high grade, but it's good enough for me, and really happy to have the first full leader. Yeah, great gold book for me. I'm trying to get the whole Hulk run. I've been copying my brother Paleozoic Comics to get the Tales to Astonish run for the Hulk, which, you know, they're just fun books. So my next one, this is kind of cool. So if you can't get a Schomburg cover, you know, who's one of the Golden Age's biggest artists, considered today anyway, if you can't get one on, like, say, an early Marvel comic, like, you know, that shows Captain America and fighting the Nazis and all that stuff, which is way cool, or Toro, or the Human Torch, you find something that you can get. And this is a very affordable real-life comics. It does history, and it's a Schomburg cover with Robert Louis Stevenson and the whole Treasure Island crew there. And then we got all sorts of celebrities here, but the really cool thing I thought was probably the first appearance of Frederick Douglass in a, in a comic, which I think is pretty cool. There he is next to Clark Gable, Rhett Butler, which is interesting. So yeah, I think that's really cool. And plus a really cool cover. These are very affordable if you're ever looking to get a Schomburg cover. Yeah, he signed it up here in the corner there. So very cool. My next pick, this is really cool. It's been kind of going up lately. Star Trek, number 1, 1967, the first Star Trek comic based on the show. However, the writer did not didn't really have the full story. There's lots of weird inconsistencies, like Spock being kind of not being very Vulcan, and a lot of story stuff that doesn't make sense when you compare it to the show. But I really like the art. I forget the artist's name. Shoot, I didn't write that down. But I do like the art for it. He gets a lot of the characters down really good. And you got the photo cover with Spock, and then you got Sulu and Kirk down there. So this was a fun pickup. It's got a little pen in that corner there. I think I might, because it's mostly in the white, I might be able to diminish that. I haven't cleaned this or pressed it or anything yet. So that was a really fun find for me. Moving on, this one. So this is a really big key. First appearance of Elektra. My LCS had this really beat up copy, which you can see. It's, yeah, the spine is looking pretty tough, but had this for $6. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pick that up every time. It had an extra set of staples, which I removed. So hopefully that helps it a little bit. I don't think that it's detached, which is weird that it had the extra staples, but it has like one page is like got all these tears on it, even though it's complete. They're like, it's got all these rips in it. But otherwise, I mean, it's just cool to see that cover. You know, when I saw it, I just had to grab it. So great find. Daredevil 168 didn't have that, so it's kind of cool. The next one, this was a birthday present from my brother, so I have to include this. This is Stan Lee's favorite Fantastic Four story, dealing with the whole Ben Grimm. Ben Grimm's always dealing with being a monster, you know, this man, this monster. And it's just a cool cover. Great book. Really happy to add this to my collection. My brother didn't know whether I had this or not when he got it for me, so very special. Love it. All right, next one. Oh, another Tales to Astonish. Finally got this one. I think this was another Canada buy. It seemed like a really good deal at the time. You know, this is all kind of as the prices were starting to come down. This thing you couldn't find for under $100, it seems like, through all of 2021 and 2022. And I was able to get this for much below that. So, you know, it's a lower grade, but the colors still look awesome. Really happy with that. So this is definitely in the top of my pickups for this year. Now, next we got, oh, this is great. So you might have noticed I like Daredevil. This one was Daredevil 8. I finally picked up a higher grade copy of this. This is the first Silver Age book I ever bought, way back at a store that no longer exists. But so it's kind of, a lot of my buys are nostalgic, obviously. So it was kind of cool to finally pick up a nice higher grade of this book. And I really like Wally Wood's art and everything he contributed to the character of Daredevil. And this is the second appearance of the red costume, along with Stiltman, who, yeah, he's, you know, a lot of people laugh at him, but I think he's awesome. Stiltman, awesome villain. All right. Okay, next one. This is huge. This was my gold book last year. Fantastic Four 49 gold book. And I picked it up finally in, when did I pick this up? September. Picked it up in September, before the Christmas craziness. I paid too much, which made me really happy when my LCS had a copy much under priced. So I picked up one. This is my first purchase of this year. So now I have two copies. I dollar cost averaged. So paid too much, got a great deal. It worked out good. They're both similar grade, although this one has like a chip out of the Worlds. But otherwise, very close in grade. You know, lower 3.5 maybe. All right, so that was number 9. Let's see, I think. Oh, shit. Okay, I think I might be cheating. I think I have 2 left, which would make it 11, 12 with the honorable mention, but that's okay. So I got to bring this one up because this was my first purchase of 2022. It's Scooby-Doo, #1, found at an antique shop here in my hometown. I was able to clean the back. The back had some major dirt. I mean, it's a lot better now. I was able to press this myself and really helped. It had major wrinkles. You can see there's some major, yeah, major creasing there and stuff. But it was able to pull a 3.0, which I'm really happy with. I thought when I first saw it, it was like a 2.0. So this is great. Really happy to have found this. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a really good video about the whole Scooby-Doo 1 and why it's a good investment to pick up a low-grade Scooby-Doo 1, Comic Collector Geek, if you ever look for his videos, that guy's got a collection, man. That guy's got so many books that are classic. But anyway, he has a really good video about Scooby-Doo 1, so just thought I'd put that out there. Anyway, the other number one, let's see, is this awesome collection that a lot of people don't know about, the character Pogo. Walt Kelly was like this animator for Disney. He started at 22 at the Disney Studios in like 1935, and he worked on all the classics between 35 and 41. He left during, there was that whole labor dispute in 1941 with the Disney animators. And he left, started doing comics for Dell, and he introduced Albert Alligator and Pogo in 1941 in Dell 4-color. It was, the first comic they were in was called, I think it was Animal Parade or something like that. I'll have to look that up. Shoot, sorry. Anyway, he introduced them in 41, but these books are from 48 on, 47. This book is from 47, 1947. So he went, you know, like many, he went into the war in the Army, made a lot of contacts in the Army. He did cartooning, he did a lot of caricatures, a lot of work with the periodicals during the war. So he got a lot of experience during the war. He met some publishers, made some contacts, and then when he returned home, he continued back up with Pogo. So this one is, so I got this whole group from a good friend of mine who gave me a really good deal. They're not worth a ton. I don't know. People don't know who Pogo is really anymore. But my mom was a big fan, so this is yet another nostalgia thing. My mom was a huge fan of Pogo. We all grew up knowing who he was, and she had a huge book with, so Pogo started in comics, but became syndicated in newspapers. So he's like the first character that went from comics to newspapers in a big way, and like became way successful in newspapers and left comics behind. But these early comics from 48, 49, 50, and this is the first issue with the Pogo in the title. So this is a cool one to have. And then these are a bunch of the other ones. I mean, the guy was a draftsman. His art style was awesome. I don't know if you've seen some of the Pogo work. His style is much emulated by Jeff Smith, the creator of Bone. He cites Walt Kelly's work as a major influence. So a lot of these covers are kind of fun. Dealing with these he was one of the early anamorphic characters, artists that came up with this whole swamp of creatures. You know, Pogo the Possum, Albert the Alligator. There was Beauregard. There's Porcupine. I mean, there's all these crazy characters. But anyway, this whole collection I was able to get for a really great price from a good friend, because he knows, you know, that this was kind of a cool, special character for me growing up. So a lot of people, yeah, don't know about this guy. Probably not worth a ton, but just very cool books. And that's about it. All right, so I guess that's it for my favorite buys. Take care of yourself, and hey, thanks for all the new subscribers that have jumped on, either from Spine Ticks or wherever. I really appreciate all the new subscribers. I was going to give something away at 100, but all of a sudden I'm at over 100, so I'm gonna have to come up with something to give away, maybe at 120 or 125. Let's go 120. If I hit 120 subscribers, I'll come up with something to give away, and it'll be something fun, hopefully. So thanks for watching. All right.